Good morning, America. A major airport security breach this morning.
Stormy weather on the move right now.
And on this Thanksgiving morning, whether you're hitting the road, sitting down to dinner, or headed to the parade, we've got you covered.
Stowaway scare. The urgent investigation this morning after an unticketed passenger snuck onto a Delta flight at JFK, landing in Paris. The FBI involved this morning as millions of Americans take to the skies and hit the road for the holiday. And the cross-country storm taking aim at the Northeast. Will it rain on the parade? Sam Champion is here with the track and the timing right now.
On alert, tight security in New York City.
There will be security measures that you'll see and others that you won't see.
As millions gather to watch the country's biggest parade after several recent stabbings and a year of protest, the NYPD deploying thousands of officers.
Breaking overnight, home for the holidays. 3 Americans detained in China, landing in the U.S. after a prisoner swap. The emotional moments on the tarmac. What happens to them now?
And it's a party in the USA. We're getting you ready for your best Thanksgiving ever with top chefs giving you turkey tips and side secrets. And Becky Worley inside our Super Saver Command Center, the biggest deals right now. Plus, we're kicking off your Thanksgiving morning at the oldest Thanksgiving parade in the country, taking you behind the scenes of the Philadelphia parade, soaring into the city of brotherly love.
Go Eagles! Happy Thanksgiving! Good morning, America!
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And good morning, America. Happy Thanksgiving. So great to have you with us on this holiday. It's great to be with you guys this morning.
Great to be with you, Whit.
Nothing like a parade on Thanksgiving, right?
And the food, too.
Absolutely. We're going all in on all of that, including the oldest parade in the country this morning.
Yeah, we've got full team coverage of the Philadelphia Thanksgiving Day Parade. Sam Champion, Rhiannon Alley, Will Ganss, all of them are right there. So let's go ahead and check in with Sam first. Hey, Sam, good morning.
Good morning, Gio. Good morning, guys. So we're here on the parade route. Ray is here. Swoop is here. The cheerleaders, the Philly cheerleaders are here. Stepping Stone Dance School is here. We've got a lot to show you in this parade. There's a float back there. Apparently, they're going to hoist me into a float. We're going to go down the parade route. A lot happening. Yes, it's raining on our parade, but it is not going to spoil our day. Guys, we've got the full forecast and a lot coming from Philly.
Sam, hoisting you onto a float is what I'm probably looking most forward to today. In addition to that, the meal. After the parade, it is time for turkey, and we've got experts from America's Test Kitchen to help with those last-minute questions. We know you've got last-minute questions.
Yes, we do. We got a lot to cover this morning. We do begin here, though, with the last-minute dash to get to your Thanksgiving destination on time. That weather could be a major factor this morning. So we begin with Trevor Ault and the flight delays and that scary stowaway situation on a Delta flight. Trevor, good morning.
Hey, good morning. We know that there are a parade of Americans that are having a full day ahead, rushing out the door this morning to fly to Thanksgiving and head to that feast right after they land. But that stowaway situation you mentioned, that's definitely raising some concerns. A person who authorities say slipped past multiple people.
Folks, this is the captain. We're just waiting for the police to come on board.
Overnight, a new investigation into a stowaway passenger who authorities say snuck past multiple agents to board an international flight. The TSA tells ABC this passenger bypassed the ID check podium at New York's JFK airport. They then went through the metal detectors and later snuck past a Delta agent at the gate to board a flight to Paris. Delta now says it's conducting an exhaustive investigation, and the FBI is also aware of the incident. Meantime, a Delta flight from Paris headed to Atlanta had to be diverted to Ireland to remove an unruly passenger on board. That passenger seen taken off the plane in handcuffs. It all comes in the midst of the Thanksgiving travel rush, millions taking to the skies.
They know we're super anxious, and it's the most heavily traveled day of the year.
A major coast-to-coast storm now set to slam the Northeast today. Some travelers feeling the ripple effects. Kadisha Henry says she was stuck in Detroit for more than 4 hours waiting to board her flight to Fort Lauderdale.
By the time I got to Fort Lauderdale, my car rental, they gave it to somebody else, and that was not a level of frustration.
Now, the TSA does stress that stowaway did still effectively go through security with the metal detectors, meaning they didn't have any prohibited items and they weren't necessarily a security threat. Now, as for Thanksgiving travelers, it has been pretty smooth so far for how crowded these airports have been. This week, each day, there's been 4,000 to 5,000 flight delays, less than 100 cancellations. All told, that's pretty good for how many flights there are. And today should be the smoothest travel day for the Thanksgiving stretch, if everything goes according to plan.
Well, that's some good news. Thank you, Trevor. And what a crazy story. We appreciate you being in here to share it with us, Trev. We go now to the roads. And we are very lucky because we got the guy who knows what's happening. Our transportation correspondent, Gio Benitez, sitting right here. What do drivers expect
Would
today?
you know where to go without me, Rebecca? Good morning. So typically, obviously, Thanksgiving is the best day to drive because most people are already where they need to be and traffic is light. But weather, that could change things for us. Here's a live look right now at I-95, which goes up and down the East Coast, of course. It is getting drenched right now. Conditions could be treacherous for driving. If you are heading out after GMA, of course, just take it easy. Take a look at how dangerous it can get. Trucks sliding out of control on a snowy highway in Denver. Thankfully, there were no serious injuries. AAA says that more than 71 million people are expected to hit the road over Thanksgiving week. That's 1.3 million more than last year, even topping pre-pandemic days. So people are definitely getting out there.
And how about gas prices? Where do we stand on that, Gio?
So there's some really good news with the gas prices right now. The average price of a gallon of regular unleaded is now at $3.07. That's nearly 20 cents lower than a year ago. In fact, about half the states are averaging $3 a gallon or less right now. So that's some good news. You can drive around, and that's perhaps one of the reasons why we're seeing so many people on the road.
We'll take it where we can get it.
Silver lining. Thank you, Gio. All right, let's go back to Sam for a check of the weather there in Philadelphia. Sam, we see the ponchos, the umbrellas out there. It's going to be a mess in some places.
It is a mess in some places, but here's the really good news. We're getting some dry air pulling up in the southern part of this storm. This is a storm that put itself together in the middle of the country and is now moving into the northeast. So with all the northeastern airports impacted, it could slow some travel down today. This is some very heavy rain, some gusty winds, but it's also a part of the country that needs this rain. Now look at that snow, northern Pennsylvania into New York State. And I think the Philly forecast is going to improve as we go through the parade time. So east winds at 15 to 25 miles per hour. The balloons are fine. Rain chance is going to be some light rain all the way through the parade, but the heavier rain may be past us. Looking into New York and on into Boston, that heavy rain continues throughout the day. New York, you're not done till maybe 2. Boston, it may be 5. And look at that snow that pulls in behind this low. This low continues to strengthen, and it is a shot of some super cold air that is pulled in behind it. This is some of the coldest air of the season, making its way deep into the eastern seaboard. And yes, even places like Georgia and Florida, you're going to be part of this cold air. We'll be back with a complete forecast a little bit later. Guys?
All right, Sam, thanks so much. We'll check back with you in a bit. Gio?
Yeah, no rain can drown out his joy, right? And here in New York, police are stepping up security ahead of the parade. ABC News senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky joins us now with the latest right outside there. Aaron, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gio. Happy Thanksgiving with its giant balloons like Minnie Mouse back there, colorful floats and celebrity performers. This parade is meant to delight, but after some recent stabbings in the city and a year of protest, it's going to step off under tight security.
This morning, barricades, blocker vehicles, and busloads of police officers are in place to guard the 98th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
There will be security measures that you'll see and others that you won't see. Of course, there will be an increased police presence.
There are no specific or credible threats, but an NYPD bulletin obtained by ABC News says the high-profile nature of a parade watched by millions may be leveraged and exploited by individuals with various political or personal grievances. Those individuals, the bulletin says, could prove disruptive and pose public safety risks. At last year's parade, protesters upset about the Israel-Hamas war jumped the barriers and briefly glued themselves to the pavement. This year, the NYPD says it has a plan to respond.
While we acknowledge the city will respect peaceful protests, we're not going to accept any violence or disruption in this parade.
Another law enforcement document obtained by ABC News raises a concern about vehicle ramming, a recurring tactic employed by threat actors. Sanitation trucks and other vehicles are now parked at each intersection along the parade route.
But with no specific or credible threat, Gio, the biggest threat to this year's parade may be the weather. It is raining, but the wind isn't too bad, so the balloon should be able to soar. giving us all another reason in this city to look up. Gio?
Oh, I love that. Let's hope that the weather stays calm. All right, Aaron, thank you so much. Whit.
Gio, now to the breaking news overnight. The 3 Americans freed in a prisoner swap with China landing home in the U.S. just in time for the holiday after negotiations by the Biden administration involving the president himself. Overnight, 3 Americans who were detained in China stepping foot on home soil for the first time in years. Loved ones embracing on the tarmac as Mark Sweetan, Kai Li, and John Leung all arrived at Joint Base San Antonio. All men part of a major prisoner swap between the U.S. and China, in which China also received 3 prisoners, including a spy captured by the FBI. Sweetan imprisoned on drug-related charges with no evidence for more than 12 years. The Houston native was sentenced to death in 2019. His mother releasing an emotional video during his incarceration.
We figured, okay, he's going to be questioned, they'll find out the truth, there's nothing there, and they'll let him go. Didn't happen.
He said, I'm in a lot of pain, physically and mentally. I'm in a dark place.
But Sweetan's mother now posting this photo, writing, "My son, free at last." Both Li and Leung were charged with espionage. Li, a New York businessman, had been held since 2016. His son Harrison sharing his anguish during a congressional hearing in September.
Every day I wake up, I shudder at the thought of him crammed in that tiny cell with anywhere from 7 to 11 other people.
And Leung, held since 2021, sentenced to life in prison, had been an FBI informant, according to the New York Times. The swap follows intense negotiations, including a private meeting between President Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping earlier this month in Peru. So what's next for the newly freed Americans? Typically, it's assumed they'll go to Brooke Army Medical Center, where they will get full access to post-isolation support services and ultimately reconnect with their families.
What a homecoming,
Yeah.
Whit. Good to see it. Okay, we turn now to the threats, including bomb threats targeting several of President-elect Trump's nominees for his new administration. Jay O'Brien is tracking the latest in West Palm Beach, Florida for us this morning. Good morning, Jay.
Rebecca, good morning. We're learning of at least 7 security incidents, including pipe bomb threats and swatting, targeting the homes of several of President-elect Trump's cabinet picks. That includes his selection for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who says his wife and 7 children were home when police alerted them to that credible threat. It also includes Congresswoman Elise Stefanik of New York, Trump's selection for UN ambassador, and former Congressman Lee Zeldin, who's tapped to run the EPA, both reporting similar threats. There are multiple investigations ongoing this morning, but no explosive devices have been recovered by authorities. The Trump transition team calling these threats, quote, un-American, but saying they will be undeterred in their business of planning the president-elect's second term. Rebecca.
Well, Jay, we're also learning about an overnight high-stakes call between President-elect Trump and the president of Mexico after Trump threatened that country with sweeping tariffs. What do we know now?
Yeah, Rebecca, both the president-elect and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum calling it productive, but appearing to differentiate on exactly the details that were discussed about migration on that call. The president-elect saying that the Mexican president agreed to, in his words, stop migration through Mexico, effectively closing the U.S.-Mexican border. Meantime, Sheinbaum saying that her country will continue to aid migrants before they reach Mexico's northern border. But her position, rather, is to not close borders, but to build bridges between governments and people. Rebecca.
All right, Jay O'Brien. Thank you, Jay. Gio?
All right, Rebecca, now back to Philadelphia, where they are gearing up for the oldest Thanksgiving parade in the nation. And Rhiannon Alley is right there. Rhiannon, there's an all-star lineup of special guests in Philly today. What you got?
Hey, Gio. Good morning from a soggy Philadelphia. But don't worry, we won't let a little bit of rain dampen the excitement for this 105-year-old parade. We are here on the route where in just less than 2 hours, people will be lining these streets, many of whom have been coming to this parade for their entire lives. And what a show they will see. They will see performers, marching bands, floats, and yes, balloons. And get ready for a walk down memory lane, because the balloons this year are extra special. Take a look behind me. We have the Tasmanian Devil, and this is just the beginning. We also have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Abominable Snowman, My Little Pony, Tweety Bird, the list goes on and on. And the big guest of honor today is Santa Claus. Santa Claus will end the parade because he's ushering in the official start of the holiday season. So much excitement here in Philadelphia. And for those who can't join us in Philly, we've got you covered. There are so many ways you can watch this. Starting at 9 a.m. Eastern, you can watch it on Hulu, Disney Plus, also on ABC News Live. So, Gio, perhaps this is a new tradition for many families out there.
Absolutely. It is so good to see you out there, Rhiannon, and no doubt about it, it's still going to be a beautiful day, even with that rain, and hopefully it calms down. Thank you, Rhiannon. Rebecca.
All right, Gio, thank you. Now we're going to turn to what's on everyone's mind. We are giving big thanks to Dan Souza and Erica Turner from America's Test Kitchen. Guys, it's great to see both of you. A lot of people are gearing up for a big day ahead. I know I looked at my groceries last night and thought, I have to cook these now. One of the most common issues people are running into is waking up with a frozen bird. Oh. So, by the way, happy Thanksgiving, guys. We're really thrilled that you're here with us. What do people do, Erica, with the frozen bird?
Well, so we're here to solve all of your Thanksgiving problems day of. And so if you have a frozen bird, we recommend at America's Test Kitchen to fill up a tub like this with cold water and submerge your turkey. It's going to do the fastest job of thawing it. And what you're looking for is when you pull it out that the legs wiggle. And if the legs wiggle, it means that you're thawed and you're ready to go. This will happen really, really fast. If you need to go over 30 minutes, refresh the water so it doesn't get too warm. But that'll get your turkey from frozen to thawed in time to cook.
Let's just hope the legs don't wiggle on their own.
The wiggle for the win. Hopefully that work has been done before it gets to you. Yeah, but Erica's got a great tip too.
Yeah, and Erica, you've got a great tip because we're talking about if you didn't brine it in advance, you can still make it really flavorful.
There's still time, no need to worry, no need to stress. What we do is we still dry brine it and we let it sit for less time. So we recommend at least 30 minutes, but up to 2 hours. So you just take some of the salt, but we use less than we would if we were doing it 24 to 48 hours in advance. You put it under the skin and rub it on the meat. All that salt flavor is going to absorb into the meat, make it nice and flavorful and succulent, and you'll be ready to go.
Okay, and you go under the skin.
Yes, under the skin, and that ensures that the meat is going to be super flavorful.
We love it. Thank you, guys. And we know, by the way, someone was clapping in the studio. We appreciate it. Erica and Dan, you're not going anywhere. Thanksgiving tips are coming all morning long. Thanks, guys.
And cooked turkeys.
Yeah, well, we'll cook the turkeys, too. And coming up, our favorite, Becky Worley, is in GMA's Super Saver Command Center with the big bargains dropping right now.
Plus, if you're driving this holiday, a warning about the dangerous blind spots for semi-truck drivers and why it's critical to pass on the left side.
And we go behind the scenes to see how Philadelphia's Thanksgiving parade gets ready for the big day.
Sailing from the horizon, back to our home, our island, coming into our view beneath the morning sky.
Welcome back to GMA. Moana 2 is back and already breaking records, taking in nearly $14 million in previews. The best ever for our parent company, Disney, for the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Fans have been waiting years for Moana 2. It is now in theaters. I know some fans.
Yep.
We've got our. You guys got your tickets
too. Yeah.
The fans can't wait.
And I've got my Hawaii family visiting, so I'm going to see it with my in-laws from Hawaii. It'll be fun.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, good stuff. We'll have more on that coming up. First, though, let's take a look at the top headlines that we're following right now. It is rainy. It is snowy on this Thanksgiving, especially on the East Coast, with rain pounding the I-95 corridor right now. Heavy snow prompting winter alerts for 6 states in the Northeast, causing storms, are creating some flight delays as well as potentially dangerous conditions on the roads. We're tracking it all for you this morning. Meantime, thousands of Lebanese civilians are returning to their homes in the hours since the ceasefire with Israel began. Israeli officials have issued a warning to get those in southern Lebanon that the IDF is still holding positions in the region there. Israeli forces are expected to gradually withdraw in accordance with the ceasefire agreement. Sean Diddy Combs has been denied bail again as he awaits trial on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. Prosecutors argued that he would try to blackmail or silence potential witnesses. The judge said there is compelling evidence Combs has a propensity for violence. The trial is scheduled for May.
And golfer Bryson DeChambeau has something to be thankful for. He finally sunk his viral challenge, hitting a hole-in-one over his house. There is the reigning U.S. Open champ, day 16. He gave himself 16 shots. He launched the 14th ball over the roof and into the cup. Bryson racing out back to be sure the ball is in that cup. Wow. There it is.
In the cup.
His 134th shot overall. Afterwards, he announced, "That's enough."
Okay, that's incredible. Yeah.
Now, the shot or the house? Because that's what I was looking at. I'm like, it's a nice pad. A lot of glass.
Got a good place.
For real. And we've got a lot more ahead here, including the story of the Thanksgiving Day Parade in Philadelphia. It's the oldest in the country. There you see them, Sam and Ray. They're right there with Rhiannon and Allie and Will Ganss, too. All of that is coming up right here on GMA.
We are really looking forward to that, Gio. And we turn now to the Black Friday deals going live right now. And it's go time. And Becky Worley is in our Super Saver Command Center tracking all the savings for those who want to jumpstart their shopping. Becky, what are you seeing out there?
Rebecca, the Super Saver Command Center is open for business. And let me tell you, the biggest savings come on big ticket items. So we want to start right there. A very popular portable speaker, the Beats Pill. It was $149. Now it's $99 at Walmart. Well reviewed, has deep bass. That's a great gift for music lovers. Want to switch over to an awesome gift for travelers or commuters. The Bose Quiet Comfort headphones. They were $349, now $199 at Bose.com. For teens and middle schoolers, I found an Acer Chromebook. It's got a 15-inch screen that's bigger than some of the Chromebooks. It was $179, now it's $139 at Walmart. In addition to that bigger screen, you know, Chromebooks, kids beat them up, so you're going to go through them. The cheaper, the better. So that is a very good price. One final thing that comes in really handy, the Jackery Backup Power Station. It is amazing in power outage situations. Can you say dad gift? It was $259. Now it's $169 at Amazon, Rebecca.
And Becky, yeah, speaking of dad gifts, Whit is in the market for a TV, and you told us yesterday Thanksgiving can be the best day for TVs, and there's a new trend in the category this year.
Yes, so I've got my list started. Now I've got Whit. Robin asked me to find her a good deal on a 65-incher, so I'm going to start there. The highly rated TV from TCL, it was $14.99, now $9.98 at Amazon. Another 65-incher that's good but more economical. TCL has a 65-inch 4K smart TV, was $378, now $228 at Walmart. But what's new this year, XXL TVs. Analysts pointing out that sales of TVs over 75 inches have increased 21%. The cost for a 98-incher has been cut in half. We are talking about massive TVs. Take a look at this graphic. That's a 98-inch TV compared to the popular 55-incher. And to put that in real-world terms, there I am.
Yes.
I'm 66 inches. So if you're in the market for one of these super big TV screens, they are on sale. A 98-inch QLED TV at Walmart from TCL. $19.99 originally, was now it's $15.98. Slightly smaller. Hisense has an 85-incher at Best Buy that was $10.99, now $6.49. So guys, if anybody's watching on one of those big screens, don't look too close. Just step back, okay?
And don't lay down on the TV after you get it. Yes. That's just for show.
It's very fragile. Yeah.
Thank you, Becky. Becky's going to be back in our next hour delivering even more deals and some of the biggest savings out there on everything from toys to Apple products.
Cannot wait for all of that. And with tens of millions of Americans taking to the roads for the holidays, we have an important reminder here about the potential dangers of driving near semi-trucks. Stephanie Ramos has what you need to know and how to tell if you're in a driver's blind spot.
Driving too close to a semi-truck like this can be devastating. Thankfully, that driver survived. But in 2020, nearly 5,000 people were killed in accidents involving large trucks. And research shows 78% of crashes or near crashes are caused by drivers of passenger vehicles. Experts say driving around a big rig can be particularly dangerous when vehicles spend too much time in one of the truck's massive blind spots. Watch as this red car drives below the truck driver's line of sight, becoming virtually invisible. And as the truck shifts lanes, thankfully, there were no injuries.
It's really important that drivers of cars realize that
truck drivers can't always see you. If you're in a blind zone, make sure that you get out of it as safely and quickly as you can.
So we buckled up and with help from the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute, get a glimpse of just how tough visibility can be when you're in the driver's seat of an 18-wheeler.
Sitting here in the driver's seat, I'm checking the left mirror, the right mirror, looking in front of us, and it looks clear. But take a look at our drone shot. There are 7 other vehicles and motorcycles all around us. There's a motorcycle in front of us, to the left of the truck, and another semi-truck behind us, all sitting in blind spots.
Large trucks have not 1, but 4 blind spots, referred to as no zones. Since there's no rear view mirror, the no zone in the back can stretch 200 feet. The most dangerous area is to the right, where the no zone can span more than 3 lanes, which is why only passing on the left side, where the blind spot is smaller, is so critical. And once you pass, experts say wait until you see the entire front of the truck in your own rearview mirror before merging in front of it to avoid that often forgotten blind spot just below the truck's fender.
There's a motorcycle in front of us. I don't see it at all.
A fully loaded semi can weigh up to 80,000 pounds and at highway speeds can take the length of a football field to stop.
A lot of times people will pass a truck, get right in front of it and slow back down. And sometimes that truck driver doesn't have enough time to react. That could end in a rear-end collision. The number 1 tip is to give them extra space so that that truck driver can respond to any unexpected event to help prevent that crash.
For Good Morning America, Stephanie Ramos, Blacksburg, Virginia.
Thank you, Stephanie. And another great way to know if you're in a truck's blind spot, actually look for the truck driver's face in the truck's mirrors. So if you can't see the driver's face, well, they can't see you. So just move past that truck as steadily and as quickly as you can. Do not hang out in those no zones.
Absolutely. Critical information. Yeah, thank you for that, Gio. The oldest Thanksgiving Day parade in the country, Philadelphia, celebrating 105 years of holiday performers and stars going all the way back to 1920. So let's go back to Sam Champion, who's on the parade route. Sam, what's old is new again today in Philly, right?
Hey, Whit, I say that all the time because, it was the 20s and I remember them. The 20s were lots of fun. It was a little drier than it is right now. But Whit, so every parade has a story, and this is the nation's oldest parade, as you mentioned, at 105 years. So this parade was started back in the day when major department stores were funding a lot of things like this one was started by a big department store. Then they got into trouble, and you'll never guess who saved this parade as it rolls through the streets today. Take a look. It's the Thanksgiving Day party taking over the streets of Philadelphia. Now, in its 105th year, the 3-hour holiday extravaganza concluding at the Philadelphia Art Museum, and each year, Santa climbing those famous rocky steps.
Santa is timeless, and regardless of the cookies he eats, he is always in great shape. If he's circling the globe in one night, he can certainly make his way up the museum steps.
Touted as America's first ever Thanksgiving Day parade, it began in 1920 with just 15 cars. And of course, jolly old St. Nick. Starting as a gift to orphaned and disabled children from the famed Gimbel's department store. It also helped promote the start of the holiday shopping season. Over the decades, its popularity boomed. Children lining the streets encouraged to give their wish list to Santa's helpers all along the route. At one point, there were even live reindeer. At City Hall, St. Nick is given the key to the city, access to every chimney in town. Back then, the parade ended at Gimbel's, and Santa arrived in a fire truck, then climbed its ladder 100 feet into a window of Gimbel's Toyland. One year, he was even hoisted up in a throne to the top of Gimbel's expansive new addition. The parade is marched on through even the Great Depression and World War II, over the years attracting a who's who of the day, from President Dwight D. Eisenhower and the First Lady to Marilyn Monroe. Later atop those floats, the Village People, Boys to Men, and Kelly Ripa when she was a newly popular soap star.
This is the parade I watched every year.
There's been Pink when she still rocked that pink hair, even Minnie and Mickey. But the party almost came to a halt in 1986 when Gimbals was sold. But in a Christmas miracle, our friends at 6ABC, who'd been covering the event for 20 years,
we are back now,
stepped up and took over production.
We knew we could put a parade on television. We didn't know how to put a parade together, though. We did a pretty good job those first couple of years and have been doing it ever since.
And millions are glad they did. This year's celebration just now moments away, with 6ABC's Rick Williams and Cecily Tynan back to host.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
And guess what? I get to help with the fun, too. There's no better way to start the holiday season than with the parade that started it all. All right, so it's a little rainy today, but traditions are never more important in our country than they are on a day like Thanksgiving, and this tradition is going to go on. All of these faces are wrapped up in plastic against this wind and rain, and we're going to march down those streets, and we're going to do it this year. I want to read this so I get it right, guys. You know how I am about things. The 6ABC Dunkin' Thanksgiving Day Parade on ABC News Live starting at 9 a.m. You can catch it. Thanks, Swoop. Thanks, Ray. You can also catch it on Hulu and the Philly and Raleigh markets, and as well as all across ABC6's digital and streaming platforms. How did I do?
Nailed it. You were fabulous. Thank you, Sam. We are back now with our play of the day, and you take it away, Will.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Here with 3,000 of the most fabulous performers in Philadelphia, including my new friends from Touch of Class Dance Studio. Jenny, why was it important for you to bring the girls out this morning?
We love unique experiences that show our dancers how hard work and being professional can spread holiday cheer no matter the weather.
Lots more of that holiday cheer no matter the weather. That's the key part this morning. Coming up on GMA, can't wait to take you behind the scenes of the 6ABC Dunkin' Philadelphia Thanksgiving Day Parade. Woohoo!
Thank you, Will. And coming up, our chefs are back with last-minute tips.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. The Thanksgiving travel rush is on. A cross-country storm taking aim at the Northeast. The impact on the millions on the move this morning, and the urgent investigation into that security breach at JFK.
Shop till you drop. Becky Worley has the best Black Friday deals happening right now. From toys to the hottest home goods, plus an avalanche of Apple products. And Tori Johnson is here with deals and steals we all can say thanks for, starting at under $3.
We're talking turkey with the experts from America's Test Kitchen. Sides and desserts too. They're here to help you keep cool as things heat up in the kitchen. From easier roast turkey to a secret ingredient to make your gravy shine, and even a no-bake dessert. We've got you covered.
And let's get the party started. We're live at the nation's oldest Thanksgiving parade with some of the guests of honor as Philly gets ready to celebrate. Sam is taking us along for the ride, and he's saying,
Good morning, America!
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
And we do say good morning, America, on this Thanksgiving here with Rebecca and Whit. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yes, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And Sam is at the Philadelphia Thanksgiving Day Parade. Hey, Sam.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. So look, we've got a little rain and wind, and we're part of a big weather system moving across the country, but we're still having a parade, right, guys? We are within wind guidelines, so we're going to fly the balloons. We've got the Tasmanian Devil back there. Ray, you got to hold. I don't want to pick you up in Maine, so stay on the ground right here. Then we've got some heavy rain, but everybody's ready. We're just moments away from the parade to get started. We've got performers. We've got floats. There's a turkey float over there, guys. And for some reason, they think they're going to hoist me up into the float. We will see how this all works out.
Definitely going to be the best part of our morning, Sam, when they do that. And we want it all captured right on camera.
The hot air will help with it.
Thank you, Sam. We'll check back in with you in just a minute. Also, chefs Souza and Erica Turner from America's Test Kitchen are here with tips to level up your Thanksgiving meal.
Looking forward to that. But first, the top stories breaking at 8. Trevor Ault is backtracking Thanksgiving travel, starting with the investigation into that stowaway on a flight from New York to Paris. Trevor, good morning.
Hey, good morning again, Whit. So this is definitely raising some eyebrows. Authorities say a stowaway passenger snuck past multiple agents to get on a flight from New York to Paris. TSA says this happened at JFK Airport, and this passenger first slipped past the ID check agent. They did go through the metal detectors at security, but then they also dodged the Delta agent at the gate to get on board that flight. Now, Delta says it's conducting an exhaustive investigation. The FBI is even aware of this incident too. And of course, this is all happening in the midst of the Thanksgiving travel rush. Millions taking to the skies, and so far it's been relatively smooth. Still though, 4,000 to 5,000 flight delays each day this week. It's always good to have a plan for a delay. And on the roads, AAA says more than 71 million people are expected to drive at least 50 miles over the Thanksgiving week. That's more than a million more than last year. It's more than the pre-pandemic days in 2019. And Thanksgiving proper today usually is the easiest driving day. That may be the case in terms of traffic, but of course we have had that bad weather for a lot of the country, especially the Northeast. It could cause some slowdowns as people head out the door, guys.
All right. Thank you, Trevor. And we appreciate you working through the holiday to keep us posted.
Rhiannon Alley is on the parade route right now. Even with that rain, the crowds are coming out. Rhiannon, good morning, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good morning, Gio, and happy Thanksgiving. We keep moving around because, as you can see behind me, this balloon, this giant abominable, the Bumble here from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, they keep moving him back and forth. It takes all these handlers. You see how many people it takes just to wrangle this one balloon? So they're trying to get him over to the starting line of the parade because we are now less than an hour away. And yes, excitement is building. We've been seeing so many performers coming through, so many people starting to line the streets. Everyone is excited, and you've heard about all the performers that are going to be here. Darlene Love, along with the Sugar Hill Gang and the Funky Bunch as well. It is going to be such a fun time, and you can hear they're even excited behind me. And for those of you at home, you can still watch on Hulu, Disney Plus, also on ABC News Live. It starts at 9 a.m. Eastern. It will be streamed, and it's going to be a lot of fun, Gio. We're out here having a great time, even with all this rain.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, Rhiannon, a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
And coming up here on our GMA Morning Menu, Becky Worley is back. She's delivering the best bargains.
Also ahead, Tori Johnson is here with great gifts in Deals and Steals.
Plus, you know, Sam and Ray are live at the Thanksgiving Day Parade in Philly, and Will Reeve is with our chefs from America's Test Kitchen. Hey, Will, what's cooking?
Hey, Joe, I'm here with Erica and Dan. We're having a great time up here with a cranberry mocktail. We got some seltzer in here, Erica.
Yeah, and this is cranberry shrub. It's a great way to use up leftover cranberries. Add a little lime juice and a little seltzer.
That's fantastic. And now it's time to put the cheese on these cacio e pepe fried squares.
Exactly. So this is tapioca instead of pasta, and they get super chewy and wonderful, and you fry them and get crispy. This will ruin you for other appetizers.
Okay, I'm going to need one of these, and you're going to need to stick with us on GMA.
All right, we are back now with our GMA cover story. More of the biggest Black Friday deals. When you click that order button, Becky, we're coming to you eventually here. Somebody's already packing to deliver everything. And in our GMA family, that person is Becky Worley, who is getting to work today to deliver the deals. Hey, Becky, what do you got?
When you click that order button, that's my call to action, man. I'm just like pushing them down the line.
That's right, down the line. So that's what we're going to do, right?
So, yeah, I mean, the other thing is when I see all the deals coming out, I know what's hot and what's selling. So let's get into those
So we
deals.
got some toys to pack.
Okay, all right. So let's start with this first hot deal. This is the Elmo slide, which seems appropriate for the conveyor belt. No. So he was $49. Now he's $36 at Amazon. I think I have a box down here.
There you go. Perfect.
So this is at Amazon. A great deal. Let's get her going down the line.
Get it in. Okay, so next one's up here. What do we have here?
Okay, here we got the Yodo player. This thing is amazing. This is a smart speaker for your kid's bedroom that not only plays music, but it has these cards that let you put in different stories it can read to your kids. It projects a nightlight.
I like that.
It was $99. Now it's $79. And yeah, I got a box here for it, I'm sure. Okay.
Is that big enough?
Yeah, I think, well, we're going to make it work.
Okay,
Somebody else can do the boxing. All right. There you go. Send it on down the line.
Don't need that? Okay, all right. Next up here, a This is not what I thought it was going to be, but this is good for kitchen.
NutriBullet, and great for the kitchen. And so what I like about this is it was $69, now it's $44 at Macy's. And I'm going to tell you what, when you're boxing things up all day and carrying them around,
like you're doing right now.
It's exhausting, and you need a lot of like protein shakes. And I'll tell you, my UPS guy is definitely on the bulk.
You don't need any padding for the box either.
No padding, no. But this is really important because you got to have those protein shakes for the UPS guys because they're kind of hunky and beefy, and I mean...
I was going to say the same thing.
I don't want to objectify anyone, but man, the guy who delivers boxes to my house.
All right, so what are we delivering here?
Okay.
More for the kitchen.
This is the XL Ninja Air Fryer.
Okay.
So, you can take a boatload of cauliflower and turn it into fake French fries.
Yes.
This was $169 at Kohl's. Now it's $89. That is a good deal.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah, and these things are awesome. If you have the counter space, they're great. But I'll tell you what.
I like making sweet potato fries with those things.
Ooh,
yeah, really good.
Yum. Somebody else can box that one up. That's too big for me.
Next up here, bird feeder for all the bird enthusiasts out there.
Right. So this is the Bird Buddy. It was $2.99. Now it's $1.99 at Best Buy.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you about this. It is all over my social feed. I think that Instagram has figured out that I'm a stressed out warehouse woman who's perhaps
what about seed?
perimenopausal. Yeah, just pour it right in there. Pour it in. That's good.
Yeah.
Right. So they are
make sure you
sending
get some
these
seeds.
out. When I get stressed out on the line here, I just go watch the bird feeder. Now, not only is it a bird feeder, it has a webcam in it. So you can watch your birds and squirrels on your phone. So
perfect. All right.
That's going.
Next up, everybody needs some fresh luggage, right?
This is the
holiday
Away
travel
suitcase.
I like
Holiday
that color.
travel is big. It's gorgeous. This is a very highly rated suitcase. It was $275. Now it's $206 at away.com, and it doesn't need a box.
Wow. Okay.
It can travel by itself, buddy.
All right, we got more coming in.
Okay, keep it coming.
Apple products. Apple
All right,
products.
now we got an avalanche of them. These are the AirPods Pro.
Yeah.
They were $249. Now they're $153 at Amazon. You got a box for me?
Need boxes? I got you
covered. I got to get these through all these. Okay. So those are the Amazon AirPods.
Oh, that's
they're the Apple AirPods at Amazon, $153. Okay, now the AirTag. It was $99 for a 4-pack.
Okay.
Now it's $72 for a 4-pack. Get those guys going.
Excellent.
Okay. It's a good price, right? And then
on to the
last
next
one. Okay, this is a big one.
Apple Watch.
The Apple Watch. This is the Series 10. It was $399. Right now, it's $329 at Best Buy. And I actually think this is one of the best prices we're going to see all weekend for this. So the whole thing's going. So
it's all going.
It's
Everything's going.
Everything's going. We did it. Whew.
There we go. You did it.
Okay.
You did it.
You
Awesome. You nailed it. And of course, everything that you've seen here is shoppable. The deals our Intrepid package loader called out are all available by scanning the QR code right there on your screen.
All right, time now for a Thanksgiving edition of Pop News with Will Reeve right here.
Hello, good morning, everyone. What happens to your belt after you eat too much Thanksgiving food?
It pops. It breaks.
There you go. It pops, and it's Pop News. And we will begin with Oscar winner and acting legend Diane Keaton adding a first to her 5-decade-long career, a holiday single. We've heard Keaton sing in the past in the First Wives Club and as part of the 1968 Broadway cast of Hair. But this is her first foray into Christmas music, and we have an exclusive, never-before-heard clip of her song, First Christmas. Check it out.
I wish that I could let go. It's a silent night. It's another year. The first Christmas without you.
Okay, that's Diane Keaton. What do we think?
Still hitting that note.
Yeah.
Taking it all in.
Taking it all in.
Good.
Excellent. She shared in a statement that when she first heard this holiday tune, she cried, adding, quote, "It's such a beautiful sentiment, and I couldn't wait to sing it. I'm very proud to be a part of this beautiful Christmas song." And her fans can't wait to hear the rest. First Christmas begins streaming everywhere tomorrow.
I love her. She's great.
Well done to Diane Keaton, an American icon, an institution.
Absolutely.
Also this morning, every household celebrates Thanksgiving a little bit differently, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your household. And Better Homes and Gardens just interviewed Robin, George, and Michael about their Thanksgiving must-dos, and they all agree Thanksgiving should be served buffet style.
Yes.
Okay, we agree here as well. Robin and George like to start around 2 p.m.
Okay.
Michael goes a bit later at 5 to incorporate the football watching, of course, which I can get on board with. And the go-to GMA chefs, we got George in charge of the turkey every year. His wife Allie does the sides. Robin says her house is a team effort. Michael says if he's not cooking, he's steering clear of the kitchen and complimenting the chefs a lot.
That's a good idea.
It's a good idea. Always offer to help, even if you don't mean it. You got to say, can I help?
It's about the cleanup.
And we all celebrate Thanksgiving in our own ways. Let's rip through some photos here. We're going to start. The last photo I had of me at Thanksgiving was 2 years ago in Qatar. I was covering the World Cup with some ABC colleagues.
I mean, that's
we brought an
cool.
American flag and found like some approximation of Thanksgiving food. And it was a really nice moment.
It looks just like home.
It does. I mean, there's Angus and Henderson and Jamie and my USA. You guys know how to celebrate as well. Here we go, Whit in dad mode on Thanksgiving Day. You got the jeans with the tie.
Yeah, there's no turkey in this picture.
Right.
I can confirm this was on Thanksgiving.
So Whit's in dad mode. Rebecca here is in turkey mode.
I got a lot of turkeys
day.
in my picture.
And then
she made up for it.
And took a shower right after.
With a big group, including our friend Sam Champion and the man who always finds the light, his husband, Tommy. I imagine Tommy just stood there and was like, all right, everyone gather around me.
This is the spot. Those are all my in-laws there.
Always a glow around Tommy.
Always a glow, always a glow.
You notice on Gio's plate, no carbs either.
Just
there will be carbs tonight, but you know what? The big rule for us must have that jellied cranberry.
Okay.
My father-in-law
Candor homemade. Yeah, all right, cool. We love it.
Yeah.
All right, and finally, the final pod here before we go to our Thanksgiving meals. The Thanksgiving don'ts. Officials at the Great Salt Lake State Park at Marina in Utah reminding visitors the Great Salt Lake should not be used to brine a turkey. They found this one washed up on a beach. But now let's talk about some Thanksgiving do's. We got Will Ganss with us in Philly at the 6 ABC Duncan Thanksgiving Day Parade. Will, what's up?
Hey, you guys, my favorite part of any parade is the celebrity sightings, and I've booked the most famous person in Philadelphia this morning. Don't tell Santa Claus I said that. The Grinch is with us live on GMA.
Great
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
So we are always about having a good morning around here.
Sure.
What are your tips for having a good morning, America?
Oh, absolutely. Well, first off, sleeping as late as possible. Then a nice big breakfast of garbage and onions. And, of course, go outside and enjoy the beautiful weather, obviously.
Well, we have plenty of beautiful weather here this morning. Grinch, why did you decide to spend Thanksgiving morning in Philadelphia this morning?
Oh, well, first of all, my amazing show, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, is here in Philadelphia right now. GrinchMusical.com. We're coming all over the country. See if it's coming near you. And to be part of the oldest Thanksgiving Day parade in the country, legends and icons, we got to stick together. I mean, come on, makes sense.
Legends, icons, and the legends and icons back in the studio. The Grinch, by the way, part of Philadelphia Ensemble Art's wonderful lineup of all of the performers that are going to be here today. MJ the Musical is going to be out there. The first national tour. So excited about that.
Okay.
So back to the icons and legends.
Thank you so much, Will. We appreciate it. The 6 ABC Duncan Thanksgiving Day Parade airs on ABC News Live starting at 9 a.m. You can catch it on Hulu as well across 6 ABC's digital and streaming platforms. And that is Thanksgiving Pop News.
Yes. And we are so thankful for you, Will. And we're thankful with the Thanksgiving deals and steals. I'm just walking over to our girl, Tori. Hello, Tori. Hello. It is so good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving, honey.
Happy Thanksgiving,
and
honey.
And you brought some great gifts for us.
Yes, okay.
Ooh, this one smells
This
good.
is so nice. You know that in Robin's dressing room, if you guys watch Robin's morning message on Instagram, you see this candle right there. This is Taja Collection. So you can put either your pet, we've got little Lucas on there, or your family names. These are gorgeous. The scent is phenomenal. There's 5 different scents to choose from. Miami Craze. That's what I'd give a shout out to.
So
Miami
good.
Craze. All 50% off. Personalized candles, 2 wins in a gift.
I love this. Okay.
Then Lux Dominoes. Brooke was just over here saying to me, this is the hottest gift right now. These if they play cards, mahjong, dominoes, like any kind of gaming is immediately elevated because these are to be played and displayed.
They're so chic.
So they are so incredibly chic. I love that it's got this lucite cover right here. Just totally elevates a deck of cards. They look gorgeous. Oh, Brad's giving us the thumbs up on these. They are gorgeous, even more gorgeous than how they appear on television, and all 50% off from Lux Dominoes.
Your poker game is gorgeous, darling.
It is going to be phenomenal.
What do we have here?
Sterling Forever.
Love
this
it.
is kind of like my personal jewelry collection right here. This necklace has been like my fan favorite for years.
I love that.
I've always worn my Moon and Stars. They've got all of the studs. They basically take all of the trends and make them incredibly priced. That is what I love about this line. The prices prices are unbeatable. Our deal with these, up to 88% savings today. All of these start at $10. Really great statement pieces.
Up to 88% off.
That's
we
insane,
love that.
right?
I need one of these actually, Tori. I
This
realized
is
last night I'm missing one.
Gear. So they're all about getting it right in the kitchen, and we've got a lot of products from them. One of the things I love are these suction lids. So this lid turns any container into any bowl into a storage container instantly, so that you don't have to use plastic wrap or aluminum foil. These are super smart for storage. We also have those mats, which are great for anything from, they come in a variety of sizes, anything from preparing the food, using it, you could use trivets, so many different options. And then what they're really known for, though, are these utensils, which are fabulous. That one right there that you're about to pick up, that's a spoonula. So it can
spoonula.
Yes, so it's like part spatula, part spoon. You can just do both with one. These are durable, phenomenal. Everyone loves this. If they're in the kitchen, you want these. Up to 75% off from Gear today. Phenomenal products.
We love that. Okay.
We also love to gift better sleep, and that's what you get with Yoga Sleep white noise machines. We've got a variety of them. So we have the travel, which is really great because it fits in a bag for anybody. We've got the classic, this one right here, easy white noise machine. And then we also have one, this little black one in here is the Plus. It also has a speaker built in. So if you want to use it when you're awake to enjoy some sound, that's a really great one. What I love about these is it's great for better sleep, but it's also great during the workday. If you need to kind of drown out distracting sounds, it will help with that too. All 50% off starts at $12.50.
Excellent. If the turkey doesn't put you to sleep this well.
Exactly. Maybe you don't need that on Thanksgiving, but every other day. Yeah, the turkey does it for you today. JLab, some of the best audio equipment. So we've got the over-the-ear headphones here. Then we also have their really great mini wireless earbuds. What I love about the earbuds there is that they also have settings in the app where you can set it so that you can actually hear outside noises. So if you want to use them when you're taking a walk, to be able to hear if there's a car coming, hear if there's some yes, you get the alertness as well as the sound. These are fabulous. 50% off plus free shipping from JLab.
Okay, we love it. Thank you so much, Tori.
Thank
and
you.
happy Thanksgiving to you and your
we've got
beautiful
our power
family.
hour. Go shop our power hour.
GMA 3 coming up.
Yeah. You can shop it now. We've got everything for you there.
She always has everything. Tori, we've partnered with these companies on all these deals, and you can go to goodmorningamerica.com to find all the offers. We will be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
All right, the moment we've been waiting for all morning long, right? We're giving big thanks this Thanksgiving morning for America's Kitchen. They have been teaching people to cook for 25 years, and they have a new anniversary cookbook out to celebrate that milestone. Yep, their Chief Content Officer, Dan Souza, and Associate Editor Erica Turner, both here to share tips for the stress-free and delicious Thanksgiving dinner. Welcome, good morning.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me back here. All right, so
I know.
So we're going to talk turkey first, right? You have the easier roast turkey. What makes it easier?
So after 25 years at America's Test Kitchen, we've tested a lot of turkey recipes, and we came up with one that is a lot easier. So I have a roasting pan here. Okay. I have our turkey. It's sitting right on the bottom, and I just put it on top of a baking stone. So this is what you would use to make pizza. It traps a lot of heat and it pumps that into the dark meat. So the dark meat cooks at about the same rate as the breast meat. So it solves a ton of problems, and there's no mess, no fuss to it. The next tip is to make a foil shield for the breast. So we've all had dried out white meat. Yep. This is gonna solve that. So you pop this guy on here, goes into the oven. This reflects some of the heat.
Only in that section?
Only that section.
Oh,
That's the part that overcooks. So you put it on top there. You're getting big heat from the bottom, less heat on top, and the whole thing cooks at the exact same rate, and it finishes where everything is nice and juicy.
And with that foil shield, do you take it off at any point during the cooking? Okay, what time do you take it off?
So it's on for about 30 minutes, and that protects it in the beginning. You take it off, and then it browns beautifully. So this is, and I have a beautifully brown one over here. It really is absolutely gorgeous at the time it's done. But we've really figured out the math and the science on this one.
Okay, so a lot of people use the thermometers, but you actually say just ignore the thermometer.
No, my God, no, I love thermometers. Are you kidding me? I have 2 thermometers right here. So no, thermometer is the way to go. This is how to set your turkey up, but then when it comes time to temping, there's a few tips that we want to work with here. If it has a pop-up timer in it, ignore the pop-up timer.
That's it, the pop-up timer.
Yes, that's the one that I don't like.
That's the one.
Those are set to go up at 178 degrees, which is way too hot for breast. So what you want is a fast digital instant read thermometer, and you want to go into the thickest part of the breast, That's where you want to check for it there, and then also into the thigh. And you're going to go in there. So you're looking for 155 to 160 here and about 170 to 175 here. That's how you know it's done.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's critical. All right.
So that's
now,
critical.
What about the carving now? You got a special technique for the carving.
Yes.
Fresh herbs.
So fresh herbs, this is, I think, a really nice way to just add such a festive flair to it. So you take the breast off. You have beautiful leafy herbs on your cutting board. I have sage, parsley, thyme, just really wonderful Thanksgiving flavors. And then you actually slice the turkey right on it.
Oh, okay.
You end up cutting up the herbs. The juices from the turkey flow into it, and you basically make this gorgeous like dressing right on your board. So when you platter it
How'd you
up,
even figure this out? This is so smart.
I don't know. We do a lot of testing in America's Test Kitchen, so we play with recipes a lot.
He wants you to try.
So you can see as you bring it over, the herbs come with it. They get the juice on there. If you
I
want
am
to try
happy
by
to test that.
Yeah. That's good turkey, right?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
I'm seeing cheesecloths everywhere on social media. Is that really a thing?
It is. It is.
Okay.
It is. So we actually tested this as well. So you see cheesecloth being draped over the bird, and what that does is it traps moisture. It slows down the breast, similar to what the shield does over here, but we have kind of a plus up from that. So we have some cheesecloth here that we soaked in water. And you can see that we used a little bit of bacon on the top of this.
I was like, when do we get to the bacon?
Just a tiny bit of bacon. So this is an approach that we really found works awesome. So you drape this over the top, and it's going to slow down the cooking. It's going to allow all of that pork to render and crisp and add so much flavor to the turkey.
So smart. Okay, so let's move over to the gravy. Erica, you've got that.
I do.
These are the hacks to make it perfect. What do you do?
Yeah, so when I'm making gravy, I love to use the turkey drippings in my gravy. Just adds so much flavor, but I do have a secret ingredient, and that is soy sauce. It's a great way to add savory umami depth, and it adds a little extra hint of color.
Okay.
So, but if you do have a lumpy gravy, there's no need to sweat that. I just like to take it and strain it right on through a fine mesh strainer. And then can you hold that back? Thank you so much.
Done a lumpy gravy, right?
No,
it happens to all of us at some point in time.
Yes.
And then just strain it right on through, easy peasy. And now you have a nice and silky smooth gravy.
Okay.
So easy.
Let's talk about gravy boats for a minute, right? There's
Yeah.
always a popular
It's
gravy
been on
boat.
his mind all morning.
Exactly.
Wait,
What about the gravy boat? Let's get to the gravy boat. But apparently the gravy can get cold, so
Yes.
you have an alternative for that.
I do. So gravy boats are really stunning, so pretty. But what happens when you want seconds or thirds?
Right.
You still want hot
As we
gravy.
usually do with gravy.
Of course. So all you need to do is just take that gravy, pour it right into an insulated carafe or an insulated mug, thermos, easy peasy. Now whenever anybody wants more gravy, you know it's going to be hot and fresh and delicious. And if you happen to have a gravy that's too thin, we have a beurre Marnier. It's French for kneaded butter. It's just a combination of flour and butter. As you add a dollop right in, it's going to melt in there, and then you'll have a beautifully thickened but also buttery, delicious gravy. Love that.
We fielded so many questions about turkey and gravy at America's Test Kitchen over 25 years, and so we found that one of the biggest things is it's lumpy, and the other is it's too thin, and so those are solves for both of those. And that soy sauce, Erica, that is such a good tip.
I love
got
that.
all the winning tips. We're going to have much more coming up. And of course, you can shop for the tools that Dan and Erica are using and get a year's subscription to the America's Test Kitchen app for half off on GoodMorningAmerica.com.
Dan, Souza, and Erica Turner from America's Test Kitchen, who are giving us great Thanksgiving hacks and recipes. We're learning so much. So even if you're already in meal mode, we've got great ideas to level up that holiday dinner. And right now, it is time for what so many people consider the best part of the meal, the sides.
Oh my, I'm absolutely there with you. They're so fabulous.
So good. So we're going to start with Brussels sprouts. Now, I thought you just always had to cook the Brussels sprouts. Yeah. You're saying there's a different way to prepare them.
Yes, and so we're going to look at some really cool ways to change up your sides a little bit in a way that is still traditional, wonderful, but a little bit fresher. So we've got some sliced Brussels sprouts here. They make a wonderful salad, but they can be a little tough if you don't soften them a little bit. So what we're going to do is soften them with a beautiful vinaigrette. So I have some plumped apricots and some shallots.
Oh, wow.
This is basically the base of a vinaigrette. So we're going to do this into some toasted pistachios, which are cooking in a little bit of oil here.
Oh, that must add the sweetness, too.
On the stove.
So good.
So this is a warm mustard vinaigrette, and that's really key because when we have a warm vinaigrette and we put it on greens, like with these Brussels, it's going to wilt them just a little bit.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You would never want to do this on like a leafy green salad, right? You'd destroy it. But it's actually really good for these guys. So we just toss this up here. Now, do you want to help me finish this?
Sure.
Okay, so we've got some ricotta salata here, which is a really nice cheese.
Okay.
We're going to put some of that on top, and then some watercress. dress. That's going to add a peppery, fresh bite to it.
Oh, beautiful.
This is gorgeous. This shows up on the table, and everyone is so welcome because the rest of the meal is kind of soft. This is crunchy and really, really delicious.
It looks
Man,
so good.
you're
And you don't cook the Brussels sprouts so the house doesn't smell like Brussels sprouts.
Exactly. Yes, that is
I asked my 5.5-year-old what she wanted
perfect.
for Thanksgiving. She said macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
And you have like an easy macaroni and cheese here. 20 minutes?
20 minutes, one pot, creamy mac and cheese. We already have it right here. And the secret ingredient is actually good old-fashioned American cheese. It makes it so creamy and delicious. We balance that with some extra sharp cheddar. And we have a delicious panko topping. It's super simple. I have the pankos in the pan with some butter. And then just add in the Parmesan cheese.
Yum.
Stir it all together and just season it up with a little salt, a little pepper in there too.
Grab one of these.
And then,
Oh yeah, you got to play it in there.
just take some of that delicious panko topping and just sprinkle it right on top. So you get like all the deliciousness from a baked mac and cheese, but in 20 minutes.
We love that.
And I can confirm it's delicious.
You don't
I've been
even
eating
need your
it.
oven, which I think is like the most
Exactly.
amazing.
Yes. No
So good.
oven needed. So easy peasy.
All right.
All right, so now
Dan, we're going to level up the mashed potatoes,
mashed potatoes.
right?
Now I know it's a sacred dish
Critical,
on the table.
yes.
You don't want to mess with it in a bad way. So we're still using the same ingredients, butter and milk, but we're doing something different to the butter. We're actually browning it. Now, I don't know if you can smell this nuttiness.
great.
It smells
Yes.
incredible. So you just cook butter over medium-low heat until you start to see the beautiful flecks of brown in there. We've already got some of that in the potatoes, and we're gonna finish it. This is gonna smell and sound amazing. You drizzle it over the top. You could even drizzle it like this at the table, and people go ooh and ah and absolutely love it. So
Yes,
it's,
chef.
It's classic mashed potatoes, but with a really beautiful twist to it.
Okay, so I've already been trying the butternut squash here.
Yeah.
It is so good. What do you do to this butternut squash?
So we take butternut squash. We also have that brown butter, but we have some crunchy roasted hazelnuts. Gonna finish that off with a little bit of lemon juice. Ooh, that's simple. A bit of salt.
Now we're
some
cooking.
water. You just stir that all together. And then I'm just gonna spoon it right on over. Take some right here, some here.
Get that beautiful stuff on top.
Oh, look at that. No syrupy, overly done butternut squash. You have something really elegant to elevate the
this
table.
is phenomenal.
And it's really delicious, and it's perfectly good that crunch.
Incredible. It's so rich.
That texture is nice too, right? It's not just soft.
I have to give Rebecca her plate. She's over here like watching, starving. Here we go. Yeah, sorry for the late service.
It was very difficult for me.
Yeah.
You guys, so amazing. This is fantastic. And so, again, we can still find all of these recipes on the website and on the app and all the things.
Exactly.
Yes.
Plus so much more. We've really rethought so many Thanksgiving dishes, and we have all the classics. Yeah, anything that you need last minute. Too.
But you're not done yet. We've got a lot more with you. But first, let's go ahead and check in with Sam at the parade in Philly with a special guest. Oh, Sam, how I wish we could send this food through the TV here for you.
I wish you could send it to me too, Gio. We would both love a warm, tasty meal right now. Look who I ran into. Lisa Ann Walter from Abbott Elementary. Everybody's here at this parade.
Everybody.
You're an honorary Philadelphian, actually, because the show comes from here.
And I'm so lucky.
But is this your first parade, Philly parade?
It's my second Philly parade. I was the Grand Marshal of the Italian Heritage Day Parade just a few months ago, and apparently I did such good waving that they said, come back to this one. I said, absolutely. When am I showing up? What's my float? So apparently I'm going to be a pirate today.
Yeah, and we were practicing the R, right? You know, this show celebrates teachers, and I think it's an amazing thing to do it. I bet people come up to you and they have their teacher stories.
Well, I get approached all the time. I was just at Disneyland for my kid's birthday, and probably 20 times people came up and said, I'm a teacher in Ohio. Your school is just like our school. It's amazing how much Abbott Elementary is like schools all over this country. But whenever they come to me and say, thank you for doing the show, I say, first of all, I'll tell Quinta, because she's the one who did it, and second of all, thank you for doing the job that you do.
Yeah, because that's amazing, and we need to celebrate them.
100%.
Today's Thanksgiving, and I know you're doing the parade thing.
I am.
And that's great for America, and we love seeing you, but what are you going to do with the family?
Well, the family came, so they'll be riding on the float with me, which is fantastic. It'll be their first parade ever. And then we're going to go have Thanksgiving dinner at the hotel, and it's the first time, Sam, in 30 plus years of me making babies that I did not cook Thanksgiving dinner. First time.
Well,
I'm excited.
Well, Are you going to like love every bit, or might you be a little judgy on some items?
I'm going to be hugely judgy because that's what I do. But I'm going to like the fact that I don't have to wash the dishes. That's going to be great.
My joy to be anywhere near you, Lisa Ann Walton. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Honey, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We are back, and you know we wouldn't leave you hanging without dessert. Erica Turner and Dan Souza from American Test Kitchen have been on Thanksgiving Gurus all morning long, and they are back with our sweet treats, and you have this new spin on an apple pie.
Yeah, so this is a salted caramel apple pie.
Oh, yes.
It's like a caramel apple in pie form. It's custardy, it's creamy, it's delicious, and it has these beautiful fresh apple rosettes.
Thank you, Gio.
Thank you, Gio.
Just making sure I get to eat all segment. Thank you.
What's great is you just take the apples and you roll them up into these rosette shapes.
And I like this because I think it's something kids could get involved in, and they don't have to be perfect.
They don't
just
have to be
perfect.
fun. Exactly. And the apples are going to get on there, and it's going to be delicious either way.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so you just roll up the rosettes, and then we'll garnish a few more on there, and then why don't you give a bite and let me know what you think?
Yes, please.
I'd love to know.
Okay, let's go. Wow.
Yeah?
So good.
Oh, good.
I love it.
Yeah.
So good. The salted caramel part, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yum.
So every piece of pie needs some whipped cream to go with it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Take it to the next level.
Absolutely.
You've got some easy ways to add some flavor. What are we talking about here?
I do. So there's so many ways that you can jazz it up. You can add some cinnamon, you can add some pumpkin spice, amaretto, sour cream, but today I'm going to use a little bit of orange zest.
Okay.
Just add that right in. It's going to add fragrance, aroma, and also a touch of flavor. I'm just going to fold that right in. Ooh.
I love that. If you haven't made your whipped cream yet, it's Thanksgiving Day.
Little orange zest.
Yeah.
Game changer.
And you're folding this in
special.
after you've made the whipped cream, so not while you're blending it up.
Right, you got it. That's absolutely
So
right.
this is ready to eat right now.
It's ready to eat right
Will
now.
you load me up this
I
week?
sure will. You gotta let me know what you think.
Thank you.
You knew that was coming.
Yes, please.
All right. Let me know what you think.
Okay, so what about the cranberries here? Because sometimes we have those leftover cranberries, but you have like a festive way to use them.
So I have, I think, what is going to be the ultimate showstopper dessert for any holiday table, and it's probably something you've never had for the holidays. We're going to start with cranberries. So I took some cranberries, cooked them in a little bit of sugar syrup, and so it makes them a little bit sweeter, but they have a nice sticky coating. Then I drop them into some granulated sugar here. And
Are you sure there's enough sugar in that bowl?
Look, you can have the leftovers.
Just making sure, okay.
Yeah, so we do this, and then as you can see, you get these absolutely gorgeous, they look like little jewels.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful. So beautiful, and they are a key part of this gorgeous pavlova. So I'm going to steal Erica's.
Go ahead.
We planned this out, so
Yes.
now I'm going to
Go for it,
steal,
okay.
steal her whipped cream.
I didn't mean to intervene.
So this is a meringue crust on the bottom here. It's crunchy and chewy and really wonderful. So you mound the whipped cream on top. And then we've got this mixture of oranges and cranberries. These are seasonal fruits, right? This is the stuff that is beautiful right now. And we just lay this on top.
That's pretty.
Wow, how
The
beautiful.
tartness balances the sweetness too of the pavlova.
It's got a little bit of mint in there as well, so that is just gorgeous. And then we take our beautiful sugared cranberries, and these are the little garnishes.
Ooh, a little razzle dazzle on top.
So this can be made almost entirely ahead, really, really easy, and no one's seen this on their holiday table before. They're going to be so wowed by it.
Yeah.
And you've got something at the very end over there near Gio. You don't even have to bake. It's a no-bake dessert.
We're getting easier and easier as we go, so you don't even have to bake. So this is a 6-ingredient no-bake fudgy bar. We've got the 6 ingredients here, so you can see it's butter, it's evaporated sweetened condensed milk, some vanilla, chocolate chips, and Oreos. And you put it in, you cool it, and you guys are already eating it, so I don't have to sell you on this.
This is not fair, you guys. It's
But then you simply cut it up into beautiful little squares. And you have these gorgeous little bites. This is such a wonderful thing. All the sweets are wonderful, but a little chocolate at the end just finishes the meal. All of these recipes are, super tested. They're gonna work for you the first time out. And I mean, you guys are all speechless. So I can just keep going.
And I just take this home with me. And you guys were
Yes.
excellent. I'm feeling a little guilty that I had my first Thanksgiving meal here with you, but it was excellent across the board. Thank you so much, Erica and Dan, America's Test Kitchen.
If you need volunteers for the test kitchen, by the way, I'm in.
Hands up.
Come on,
Test me out.
And you can go to goodmorningamerica.com for some of these recipes and to shop for the tools Dan and Erica have been using all morning long. Happy Thanksgiving, you guys.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much.
You guys are amazing.
Be before we go, we have to say thank you to Sam, Ray, Rhiannon, Will, and all the performers at the Philadelphia Thanksgiving Day Parade. Thank you guys.
And we also want to say congratulations to one of our booking producers. Caroline Guthrie got married to Griffin Gould. Congratulations.
Gio already taking leftovers. Have a great Thanksgiving.